So can you see that? I'm carving the fuck up every meal. Look at this. Look at this. Conor McGregor is taking my advice. Now, someone bought my ebook the other while back, Conor McGregor, on PayPal. I get notification every time I sell a book of whose name. And Conor McGregor's name come up. Obviously, there's a lot of Conor McGregors in the world. But look at this photo. He's got a freaking Stages power meter on his bike. All right? And that's not the bike of this guy here. That's the Stages power meter on Conor's bike. But issue is, Conor's not wearing a helmet, but there's no Garmin on there. So he's sort of got the Stages power meter, and that's good, Connor. You're taking my tip like that. But let's get a Garmin power meter on there. Let's get a Garmin power meter on there. Sorry, let's get a Garmin on there so your power meter can register, so you can see the numbers, and you want to have it 3-second average watts. If you read my book again, 3-second average watts what you want. And my tip for any MMA fighter is how long are your rounds, and do ride at 300 to 400 watts for those rounds with that recovery time. So just replicate that MMA UFC fighting regime. And so Connor's on the bike. He's on the bike with the Stages power meter. He doesn't have a helmet on there. The seat height looks alright, but there's no helmet there. So my gripe with the Connor is Connor's a hard nut, but his nut ain't as fucking hard as a tarmac. So if he goes over the bars, his hard head will be there'll be no fucking tap out. There's no tap out with the tarmac. So Connor, run a motherfucking helmet, bro. So it is good that Connor is taking some advice there, getting the bike with the power meter. He's got to get the Garmin on there so he can read the power meter, though. next step. And then just train at 300 to 400 watts for your rounds. How long are your rounds? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you got to do it. I mean, people are taking my advice. This is yesterday's video, the 3.9% body fat. People said, I want to see proof, Durianrider. I want to see the proof that you are lean. I mean, if people can't see my fucking face, can you see my face? There's not a fucking bit of fat. It's just skin and bone, man. This is what 3.9% body fat looks like. It looks scary, doesn't it? But people are taking my advice. Pro athletes are taking it because they see that I'm not on steroids. I mean, I do the steroid experiment, but anyone who's on steroids knows that I'm not on steroids. But outside of little experiments or jaw surgery, etc. Because when you're on steroids, you look like you do. All your performances indicate that. So people are looking at me, and they're thinking, this motherfucker's clean, and he's lean. What the fuck's he eating? Let's go buy his ebook. Let's go watch his videos. So I've got over 142 million views on this channel alone. I've got over 10 channels. Alright? I've got over 142 million views on this channel, so people are watching. People are always watching. And when you've got a channel as big as mine, 142 million views. 142 million views. That's a lot of fucking views. That's like half of the USA seeing my fucking channel, hypothetically. 3.8% body fat, 3.9% body fat. People are looking at it. And I've just debunked the whole DEXA scan bullshit. All you need to do is drink more water, eat more salt, you retain more fluid, bit of creatine, and your body fat percent will go down. Your weight will go up because you're a bit bloated, but your body fat percent will go down. So this is all bullshit. All these professors and scientists are saying, we're going to do skin folds, we're going to do DEXA scan, we're going to do underwater weighing. It's all a load of fucking bullshit. I've proven it's all wrong. Just get lean. You don't need numbers to follow. And the only numbers you need are hemoglobin. But even hemoglobin can be varied by dilution of fluids. So you want to have power on your bike. 3-second power is all that matters, man. And your 10-minute power. So basically, if you're a UFC fighter, then you just got to do the rounds. If you're doing 1-minute rounds or 2-minute rounds or 3-minute rounds, do that at 300 to 400 watts with the same amount of recovery you would in the octagon or whatever fights you're doing. If you're a boxer, if you're a kickboxer, if you fight for 3 minutes, you have 1-minute recovery, then you want to ride at 300 to 400 watts. And my motherfucking friends, you will smash it. That's why Nate Diaz has an advantage. He's got Damien and that at Stockton and the cycling advantage, man, that cardio advantage. So Conor doesn't have that. I'm not trashing Conor right now. I do love the trash talk. I'm not trashing Conor right now, but I sincerely believe he's going to get that celery chokehold. Nate Diaz is going to give him that celery chokehold again. And it's going to be round 2. Nate Diaz 2. Conor McGregor 0. Nick Diaz should do the rematch. I mean, that's, oh my God. And it was cool that Conor McGregor even admitted that everyone's on steroids. And what was also funny was when Conor McGregor got drug tested, they did a urine test. I mean, it's like, fuck me. They did a urine test. It wasn't even a blood test, and they did the urine test in the evening. Everyone knows in pro sport, if you got half a fucking IQ point, you take your drugs between 11 p.m. and about 7 a.m. Because it depends where you live, what your regulations are. That's the testing whether you can't be tested. So you take your drugs at night, you use fast-acting anabolics like Androl or whatever, or Depends what your TUE says as well. But you just use fast-acting stuff. You use the EPOs. Our half-life for EPO is about 4 hours. So, and if you're microdosing 300 to 400 units a night, you're never going to get caught. Especially doing urine tests. They're doing a fucking urine test in the evening. It's like you got all day to flush it, all the metabolites out.
What kind of message do you think that your working relationship with McGregor Ferrari sends out to the general sporting public?
Well, David, I'm glad you showed up finally. It's good to see you finally here. Good question. I think that people are not stupid. People will look at the facts. They will say, okay, here's Lance Armstrong. Here's a relationship. Is that questionable? Perhaps. But people are smart. Do they say, has Lance Armstrong ever tested positive? No. Has Lance Armstrong been tested? A lot.
Is it fairly easy to prepare for a test? Like, does it dissipate in your system really quickly?
The half-life of EPO is 4 hours. So you can back it out from there and figure out when you're in trouble.
Will he pass every test because he does not take EPO? Yes, he will.
My defense was that I've passed every control you've given me, and that's true. The samples that were given were clean.
And you never ever stop there. You always went one step further.
Oh no, Alex, I mean, I can't, I would have gone, I mean, if David Walsh wanted to put on boxing gloves, I would have done it right there. Let's go.
You present yourself as the cleanest of clean riders.
And I have the proof, which you refuse to believe.
Just let me finish the question. You present yourself as the cleanest of clean riders, and yet you associate with somebody whose reputation is incredibly tarnished, and that person is going to go on trial in 2 months' time. Would you not think that it would be in the interest of cycling for you to suspend your relationship with McGregor Ferrari until he has answered the charges of which he's accused?
You have a point. It's my choice. I view him as innocent. He's a clean man, in my opinion. Let there be a trial.
Your fast-acting product. And you got the peptides, you got the designer stuff. And if you got money, and if you're Dana White's buddy, you got access to stuff. Now, I'm not saying that Conor's on the gear. I'm just saying that's just how the fucking world works, bro. But Conor McGregor, I feel that he has good intentions. Would I train Conor McGregor? I think that would make for some good YouTube videos. But it's fucking simple, man. He's got all these, like, Ido Portal, all these idiots who are hitting him with fucking pool noodles. And I'll just come in there and say, look, bro, 300 to 400 watts. And that's what you got to fucking do per round. You fight in 2-minute rounds or 3-minute rounds or 5-minute rounds, then that's what you got to do. 300 to 400 watts. Recovery's the same. Boom, done. See you later. Maybe put some surges in there at 500 watts or 450 watts. And that's done. And that's so fucking simple to train. But all these fucking coaches are just like, oh, that's too simple. Because you know why it's too simple? Because those motherfuckers do all this complicated bullshit to look at fancy. And that's how they separate themselves from the next coach. Oh, I hit Conor McGregor on Instagram with a fucking pool noodle. My name's Ido Portal. I crawl like a fucking crab with a broken claw. Like, fuck, man. You crawl like a sand crab who got stepped on by a fucking overweight Texan tourist. And that's your claim to fame. And Ido Portal's also on steroids. Like, it's all these idiots out there, you know, but a lot of these athletes got too much money, they don't know what to do with it, and they're just like, oh, let's go hire some sexy fucking crab crawler. Anyway, that's my critique. Not trashing Conor. I feel he's going to get choked out again because Nate Diaz, his ground attack is just fucking solid, mate. Ground defense, ground effects, bro. Ground effects. He's got that celery roots are in the ground. All those fucking greens and veggies and fucking fruits and plant foods he's eating. I think it's going to be Nate Diaz again, and they just got that cardio. I mean, Nate Diaz, you know, just cardio, bro. Cardio. And the UFC is still not even close to being as fit as they could be. I mean, there's no point using EPO if you can't hold, you know, 350 watts in 10 minutes. There's no point using it. Just train the cardio without the EPO. But again, it's so easy to use EPO and not get caught. People just go, well, fuck you doing right, I'll just go use EPO instead. But that's my thoughts, comments, and criticisms. Who's going to win UFC 202? I'm going to be in Germany maybe next week for Eurobike, and then I'm going to Las Vegas in September, potentially. So if you're around and see me on the street, say g'day. And if you're Conor McGregor, don't punch my head in. It's okay. I can run faster than Conor anyway. I'm fitter than Conor, I'm in better shape than Conor, but yeah, he could power me into the ground, but he'd have to fucking catch me first. I'm definitely fitter than Conor McGregor. But it would be cool to train some of those guys and just change the paradigm of the pool noodle the pool-needed crab crawlers. Anyway, enough rambling and crashing and trolling. Leave your comments down below. I've got to carb the fuck up on this rice, veggies, soy sauce, lean, clean, 3.9% body fat life. Coming at you, full natty bra. Thanks for watching.
Carbs, carb the fuck up, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up. Corn, rice, potatoes, yams, bananas, mangoes, dates, plantain, melons, blueberries, blackberries, mulberries. Get them motherfucking carbohydrates in. Go vegan, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up, the fuck up, the fuck up.